Welcome back to Midday. We are talking about World Kidney Day. Today is World Kidney Day, and we are joined by some very special guests to talk a little bit about that. We have Hugh McLennan joining us right here. We've got Frida Brown in the middle, who is just started dialysis, and we'll talk to her about that in a few moments. And we've got her husband, Howard Brown, joining us as well. So thanks all three of you for being here.
Thank you.
So World Kidney Day, I love how you're wearing the shirts. That's great.
There you go.
Yes, very important. Frida, I'm going to start with you just because I think that this is quite a new experience for you. You have just started dialysis.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I started it just over 2 weeks ago, and things are starting to get a little bit better each time I have a treatment, so that's encouraging. But before that, my life has been on hold for pretty much the last year or so.
Yeah.
So it's a big change, but this is an improvement.
Okay.
So now my next step is I am hoping to get a kidney donor.
Yes, you're waiting for that
Yes.
transplant, right?
And I am in the process of seeing if I can find a living donor. And that's where this gentleman also comes in hand.
Yeah, very special gentleman
Yes,
sitting next to
yes.
you. So Howard, how has this been on both you and Frida? Just talk a little bit sort of from your perspective.
Well, it's been hard because we have a very active life, especially through the Blazers, through the Coliseum. That's our second home. This is, and we just love it down there. But Frida's not been able to get me down there for about a good year and a half. Tries to make it now and then, but it's been hard. So I'm being tested right now as well. I'm going through the living donor program.
Good
So
for you.
I'm hoping that I can.
You'll be the one.
I'll be the one.
Yeah.
He is a blood match.
I am a match.
For a
Oh,
start.
they already know that.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
that's great.
I've gone that far through so far, but there's still a long way to go yet. So
Well, good for you.
I haven't been invited back down to St. Paul's yet, which is where we will have the operation, but I'm
Hopeful.
got to think positive.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Hugh, let's talk to you a little bit about where you are with everything now. I know that you have actually already had a transplant. Was it in 2017 that you had that kidney transplant?
November 22nd, 2017.
You'll never forget that date.
Well, that's for sure.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about how you're doing.
I am so fortunate, Tanya, just doing fine. And just thinking about Howard's situation and everything I've heard about living donors is that living donors generally live or have a longer life expectancy than the general public because they are screened so carefully, and they won't allow them to become a donor unless their health is without question as good as it can be. So living donors are so important, and I know my donor went through almost a year of testing.
Yeah.
And when he found out that I was on dialysis, which I was on for about 2.5 years or so, he said, well, I just want you to know I'm being tested, and if we're a match, I want you to have my kidney. If we're not a match, I'm going to make sure that someone else gets this kidney, and that took a lot of pressure off of me. So that was the, the start of some encouragement. I did fine on dialysis. The dialysis staff in Kamloops is just wonderful. You get to know them so well because you're there 3 days a week, 4 hours a day. But when I found out that my donor and I were a match, it meant that now, after the surgery, you have to spend at least 2 months in Vancouver.
Right.
Because the donor goes home after about 4 days. I don't think they could handle the two of us at Vancouver General any longer than that because we kind of harassed everybody around there. But I had to stay mainly to monitor the anti-rejection medication to make sure that that's not causing any complications. So now, what do? Hotel rooms in Vancouver, $125 a night minimum. I mean, that could be almost $10,000 for the two of us. But thankfully, the Kidney Foundation and a couple of other groups have what they call the kidney suites that they make available for recipients of transplants we paid $25 a night for 2 months.
Remarkable.
And they're just very comfortable, everything you need. The one we had was one of the newest ones. There was 1 bedroom and a kitchenette and a living room and great Wi-Fi. And it was about a 3-minute walk from Jericho Beach. So, you know.
Beautiful. You can't say no to that,
Yeah.
right?
Nice.
So this obviously is a very special day to draw attention to, you know, people living with kidney disease, those like yourself, Frida, waiting for that transplant, yourself, Hugh, who's already had that and knows exactly what it's like to go through that. We're just looking at the poster. This is the poster for World Kidney Day. And you know, this year's theme is a really interesting one as well, and really draws attention that kidney health is for everyone. It really is, and you really need to be paying attention to your own health.
Yes.
How important is it to you, to both of you, to really raise awareness around organ donation?
Very. People don't realize what the kidney does for you. It basically runs the body. So to look after your health, to see your doctor from time to time, and to be tested for the signs of kidney disease, it's so important. Living a healthy lifestyle, eating properly, drinking lots of water. I can't tell people enough to drink water. It is so important.
Yeah.
So, and just be active as you can and live a good lifestyle.
Yeah.
It really makes a difference. Kidney disease is a hard disease on everyone. But we are so fortunate in Kamloops. We have amazing support groups. Our group that gets together twice a month, once on Wednesdays and once on Saturdays at the
Chances Bingo.
Chances Bingo now. It's wonderful to have a support group. You don't think you need it, but when you get together with fellow beings that have had transplants or going through it, you just talk and visit, and it doesn't feel as hard as it does on your own.
And it's nice to have that support group, not just for the person, you know, that's going through, directly going through it, but also for caregivers, for those who are standing next to
everybody's
them.
story is a little bit different, and when you can share the stories, you can bring the stress level down.
It really does.
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference.
Well, thanks all three of you for being here. We're unfortunately out of time, but I'm so glad, Hugh, you're doing so well. We know you're busy with that Cowboy Festival, so we'll let you get back to that. Frida, we'll be thinking about you over the next little while and wish you the best. And Howard, we hope we'll hold out hope that you are the match.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thank you,
absolutely.
Daniel.
And I'm sure we'll follow up with both of you. For more information, you can do so by getting a hold of that support group if you need that support group. If you know somebody who might need that support group, there's the phone number there. And of course, it is World Kidney Day, so you can always go to the transplant website to learn more about how to become a donor. We are back in 2 minutes. We've got Taylor Ray from Volunteer Kamloops joining us. Stay with us.